I'm Sherry Jones. I'm from Ravenna, and I'm proud to be a Spartan.
I'm Debbie Henry. I'm from Lansing, Michigan, and I'm proud to be a Spartan.
I'm Susan Angel from East Lansing and proud to be a Spartan.
I'm Ian Kress from Brighton, Michigan, and I'm proud to be a Spartan.
I'm Debbie Stabenow. I'm from Lansing. I'm a United States Senator, and I'm proud to be a Spartan.
Spartan strong.
Spartan strong.
Spartan strong.
Spartan strong.
Good evening, I'm Kiera Lake, and we're interrupting the broadcast with some breaking news right now. There's been an apparent shooting at Michigan State University.
Both MSU and East Lansing police have sent out warnings about shots being fired and telling people to shelter in place. Police seem to be centered on the area right next to downtown East Lansing, including the Union. Now, we are going to be as responsible as we can with our coverage.
6 News reporter Josh Sanchez is one of several teams we do have on scene in East Lansing. Josh, you're out there live right now at the scene. It's pretty active. Behind you, what do you see right now?
Well, Kiera, around 8:30, MSU police tweeted that there was those shots fired near Berkeley Hall. Now, across the street from the Student Union on Grad Avenue, we saw Michigan State police troopers telling students and other people on the street to get into nearby businesses and to clear the street and to stay away from windows.
So we have the two students that I was able to catch up with, and we're just going to hear from them now.
Okay.
Why are you guys here?
We were in Acres Dining Hall. We were eating when it happened. They blocked us and they wouldn't let me go to my dorm. They wouldn't let me leave. And then no one would let us block the door. And then all of a sudden it was, he's in the courtyard, like right outside the building. And then they started blocking the doors. And then one of the people, people just started running to one side. So we all just ran out. And then when we ran out, there were cops there. And they told us to go lay in a field.
Police are looking for one individual that they
Can you just describe what you see,
yes,
at least
so
in that picture?
There we go, here we go. So this is the suspect, black man, described as shorter in stature, wearing, as you can see, bright red shoes, a jean jacket, a baseball cap that is navy with a lighter brim, last seen on foot, leaving the MSU Union, the north side of that building.
We are sad to report that there have been 3 confirmed fatalities. This is in addition to the 5 victims who were injured and transported to the hospital. Some of those 5 victims still have life-threatening injuries.
We've had a reporter on the scene all night covering what's been going on from right outside of where this initially happened at 818 of Berkeley Hall is Josh Sanchez. Josh, what can you tell us?
I'm at the intersection of Lake Lansing and East Street, but further down there you can see that there are several Lansing police officers there. From our understanding, it has been confirmed that this is the alleged shooter, that the alleged shooter is dead.
So joining us now live with those details is 6 News reporter Nate Salazar. Nate, what can you tell us?
Well, Jorma and Kiera, I'm out here on campus, and behind me you can see the MSU Union, which was one of the locations of the shooting. Now, interim deputy MSU Police Chief Chris Rossman says that the shooter had no affiliation to Michigan State University at all.
6 News anchor and Spartan alum Sherry Jones is at that vigil and joins us now live from campus. Sherry, what's it like out there right now?
Good evening, Siobhan. The banks of the Red Cedar right now are filled with thousands of people. It's absolutely silent here. They're here to pay the respects to those who have lost their lives, the 3 students on Monday night, and the 5 that are in the hospital right now fighting for their lives. It's a very powerful, moving scene here at Michigan State University. Spartan Strong is absolutely what these people are conveying here as they pay their respects. They all came in, flooded in, and took a knee, took a seat to be with each other and to pray.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is a weather alert.
Good evening once again. Meteorologist David Young. Tornado warning has been issued for eastern sections of Ingham County. This issued just a few seconds ago by the National Weather Service.
You can already see that there's a lot of damage here along Williamson Road. This is actually a piece of a shingle coming in from Haven at Rest, a retirement home, which is behind me over my shoulder over there. You can see that on the white facade on the top part of the building, that you can see like the plywood that is under all that siding that is gone right now.
And over in Holds, last night's destruction in the
storm did more than just bring down tree limbs. 6 News anchor Siobhan Klepfer was in Holt earlier last night and shows us that damage.
Good morning. I'm on the 2400 block of Eifert Road in Holt right now, where it wasn't just a tree limb that fell last night in the destructive storm. It was an entire tree, and a very large one at that. You can see the scale of it by me standing right here.
Auto workers have expanded their strike against major car makers, walking out of 38 General Motors and Stellantis parts distribution centers in 20 states. It's our top story tonight at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. One of those parts distribution centers is right here in mid-Michigan. We have team coverage for you this evening.
And we begin at the Lansing Redistribution Center, where around 200 employees are walking the picket line.
Rachel Ramsey has been there all day. She joins us now with a live report. What's it like out there, Rachel?
Yeah, Sherry and Siobhan, today at noon, workers got the call to clock out and head straight for the picket lines, which is exactly what they did. And you can see it's 6 o'clock and they're still out here, and there's really no sign of stopping. This is happening at the Lansing Redistribution Center off of Mount Hope Highway. And I spoke with strikers who say they're ready to strike for as long as they need to get what they deserve. Here in Lansing, local UAW chapter 1753 got the call to head to the picket lines.
We are on paycheck to paycheck. By the end of the week, we are on a minus because we can't meet it. We cannot afford it.
This Lansing Redistribution Center is responsible for getting parts to the GM plants here in Lansing and around the U.S. Charles Amabo wants to see workers get back what they gave up during the 2008 GM bankruptcy.
We gave a lot to the company. We gave away our cost of living, we gave a lot from our insurance, and so on and so forth. So now that they are making a lot of money, I think it's fair for them to give us back what they took from us.
It's our top story at noon. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching today. I'm Kiera Lake. Another round of UAW strikes has been announced, and this time one of the targets is the GM Delta plant here in mid-Michigan. This is the latest chapter in the contract dispute between United Auto Workers and the Big Three. Josh Sanchez is here for you now live from the picket line. And Josh, what are you seeing?
Kiera, since the strike started about 3 weeks ago, the big question around town was if the Lansing Delta Township Assembly Plant would be the next one to walk off the line. And today we got that answer. We've been hearing car horns from folks that were leaving the premises of this GM plant. Now, right behind me is the the original stamping center of this plant. But UAW President Shawn Fain says that this part of the plant will not be striking, but the rest of it will be walking off the line today.
GM has reached a tentative agreement with the UAW, the last of the Big Three to do so. It's our top story at noon. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for watching today. I'm Kiera Lake. The deal follows the pattern set with Ford last week and Stellantis over the weekend, and those deals will last 4 years and 8 months and included 25% general pay raises and cost of living adjustments. We're going to head over to the picket lines right now with 6 News reporter McCoy Scribner, and he's here for you now live with how strikers are reacting to the news. McCoy, what do they have to say?
Yeah, Kiera, this just came down just a few hours ago, and people here at the picket lines in Lansing tell me they're pretty excited about efforts being made. Now, this possible deal with GM essentially is the same as the deal reached with other 2 automakers. And although it's unclear what exactly, the Associated Press says there are some differences. The deals could last for 4 years and 8 months and include 25% general pay raises and cost of living adjustments. For the 2 combined, they bring the income increase to more than 30% over the life of the contract. Now, this all comes as the union just called on a GM factory in Tennessee to strike over the weekend to help increase the pressure for officials to come to an agreement. I spoke with the president of Local 602 here in Lansing, who says while they don't know specifics yet, they'll be happy to get back to work.
Waiting for this moment. We saw Ford and Chrysler both get their shot. Now everybody, as you can see, is kind of excited. We're waiting to hear details. Those will come out, and I'm assuming in the next few days. We probably won't hear a whole lot of details other than very broad things over the next 24 hours or so. So hopefully we'll get some more in writing later on down the line.
We have breaking news tonight. The interim president and MSU athletic director are holding a press conference right now at Spartan Stadium addressing the sexual harassment allegations against Michigan State football coach Mel Tucker. The person accusing him of this is a rape survivor and a Title IX activist once employed by the university. That press conference is starting right now. We'll take you there.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on such short notice. I'm here to provide an update on an active and ongoing investigation. As there have been new developments before the hearing, and with the best interests of everyone, including student athletes and the university community in mind, I have suspended Mel Tucker without pay as an additional interim measure.
On Mondays, all this month, 6 News is taking a closer look at opioid addiction and substance use disorder.
And tonight, I shed light on the path to recovery from those who are now leading clean and sober lives to the communities that help them achieve that success and how you or your loved one can follow in their footsteps.
I wasn't the first one to be addicted to heroin, and I wasn't the first one trying to get clean from it. So somebody had done it before me, and if they did it, I could.
Along with the stories that we're telling every Monday, we're getting additional perspective from people on the front lines. And tonight, we talk to Michigan's top doc, our state's chief medical executive.
Well, we're joined now by Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian, and thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate it. But also, as the state's top doc, what are you seeing when it comes to the problem of opioid abuse here in Michigan?
Well, the first thing I'll say is this problem is not going away.
Continue our September Hope Over Violence series this evening with an exclusive look inside the Lansing Police Department's gun vault.
Yes, it was eye-opening, Sherry. I spoke with the city's police chief and an evidence technician about the types of weapons that officers are coming face to face with and what everyone at home can do to help fight gun violence.
To see all these locks locked, it was a bad night.
Zig Olds has been an evidence technician for the Lansing Police Department for 5 years now, and he sees and handles firearms on a daily basis. So far this year, LPD officers have seized more than 400 guns.
I came back to Lansing because I wanted to help the greater good. And come to find out, I get a job where I get to see the worst of the city.
6 News is spending the month of September taking a deep dive into the issue of fighting gun violence. 6 News anchor Kier Lake sat down with the mayors of Lansing and Jackson, Andy Shore and Daniel Mahoney, to discuss the problem of gun violence in mid-Michigan's biggest cities. Well, Mayor Shore, Mayor Mahoney, thank you so much for joining us. Now, as the mayors of two of the biggest cities in our viewing area, how big of a problem would you say that the gun violence is in each of your towns, and where do you think you go about addressing it?
So in Jackson, I mean, public safety is probably one of the #1 issues that citizens talk about. And because Jackson's such a small community, anytime anything happens in the form of gun violence, it feels like it's always happening. It feels like a huge problem.
I first arrived at Holmes Apartments in November after people called our station pleading for help. When I arrived, I found bugs, trash, and a roof that was falling apart. I spoke to management, and they said that they hope to have it fixed by now. But as you can see, little progress has been made, and the ones who suffer are the people who call this place home. What is supposed to be the bedroom for someone's youngest daughter is now soaked in water, and just 2 floors above, it's even worse.
Siobhan, many people who call this place home woke up to signs on their doors telling them to evacuate immediately. If you guys seen our story on Monday, you know that many residents here have holes in their ceilings and deplorable conditions in their apartments. But now today, the city has finally stepped in and shut everything down.
You gave us less than 24 hours to get out.
15 out of 19 units at Holmes Apartments, most of them red tagged, were occupied by families until tonight.
It's an inconvenience to me.
This morning, April Abernathy and many of her neighbors saw these notes ordering them to vacate the premises and drop off their keys.
Trying to pack my things up, and the ceiling, it caved in.
You can't close the place down and say it wasn't safe and clean, and then not provide safe haven.
Kyle Macon was there and is here for you now with what they found. Kyle?
Siobhan, residents are still packing after the city deemed Holmes Apartments as unlivable. Today, residents were told that their moving process is far from over. 6 people from Holmes Apartments are just now getting into their new units at Pacific Apartments. But before they even finished moving in, they were told the building failed inspection and they had to leave again. But at least one person was not surprised.
I have no confidence in management to have, gotten all of their ducks in a row before relocating us to this place. So it really just kind of leaves my living situation up in the air.
Well, after failing to bring their apartments up to code time and time again, one company is right now being sued by the city of Lansing.
6 News has been telling you for months about the ongoing saga with Simtab Management. It's a company that owns several apartment complexes in Lansing.
And now the city is taking the company to court. Our Kyle Macon spoke to the city attorney. He's here for you now with what the lawsuit says. Kyle?
Sherry, Siobhan, a week ago, people at Holmes Apartments were forced to leave after city officials red tagged the building, which means it's not fit for anyone to live in. And then when residents arrived to the replacement property, they found it was pink tagged and they were forced to leave again. Now those people are stuck in hotels, and to the chagrin of local officials, the city of Lansing is stuck with the bill.
Get the repairs done, have the city come in, inspect, do everything, and let's go home.
A BWL employee is fired after officials say he misused a company credit card to the tune of thousands of dollars. It's our top story at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. He was supposed to be the guy in charge of making sure the Lansing Board of Water and Light spent its money wisely.
Instead, the BWL fired its former internal auditor earlier this year after 2 investigations found evidence of misusing a company credit card.
Digital reporter Todd Haywood and our Josh Sanchez has been working this story for months. Josh is here now to break down what they found in this 6 News exclusive. Josh.
Well, Sherry, Siobhan, we obtain hundreds of pages of internal documents, and they spill everything from numerous meals to unauthorized travel to Chicago and a Disney resort. And tonight, we take a deeper dive into how much was spent and how this happened.
Back in May 2022, Frank Machoka joined BWL as the utility's internal auditor. It was his job to review practices, policies, and procedures and make sure the company spent its money properly. But over the course of around 8 months, records obtained by 6 News show Machoka used a company credit card for what the board later called unauthorized food, travel, and school costs.
Well, today is the day, and we here at 6 News are hosting a drug drop-off event, and it's for people to come and get rid of those unused, unwanted, or expired medications that are just lying around at home. It's happening right now, and Nate Salazar is out front of our studios with a look at how things are going. Nate?
Well, Kiera, I'm out here at our little station we've got set up in front of our station, and it started at 10:30 this morning, and almost immediately we had people coming in and dropping off those unused medications. But they're not just dropping it off to us. We've got Ingham County Sheriff's Office here to help facilitate the drop-off, and with me is Ingham County Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth. Sheriff, why should people consider participating in an event like this?
Yeah, we're happy to partner with TV6. Thanks for the invitation, and twofold. Number one, it gets these medicines out of our medicine cabinets and potentially out of the hands of somebody that may use them improperly.
And for the past 3 weeks, we've told you powerful stories and shared in-depth interviews about fighting gun violence. And 6 News will finish up our deep dive into this issue this week. But for the next 2 days, we are working with sheriff's offices to give away free gun logs. The verse is going on right now in Jackson, and that's where we find our own Sherry Jones, now live at the Jackson Police Department. Sherry, how's it going?
Hi, Kira. We have been out here at the Jackson Police Department for the last hour or so, and we've already given away about 13 of these cable gun locks. We have a table full, and they actually go 1 cable lock per car, and people are so appreciative. It's all part of our Hope Over Violence campaign, really doing our part and partnering with the Sheriff's Department and the Jackson Police Department to keep guns out of the hands of children and adults. I'm here with Director Elmer Hitt right now. Thank you so much for partnering with us. You know, people think maybe if they hide a gun, it definitely is secure, but that's not always the case.
Certainly not. The biggest thing about hiding a gun per se is a gun's never hidden.
It's a special time here at TV6. It's our annual Day of Giving, and we're teaming up with the Greater Lansing Food Bank, the South Michigan Food Bank, and you at home to help feed those in need across mid-Michigan. Now we're collecting food and cash donations here at our station in Lansing and in Jackson as well. And we have live team coverage for you tonight. We begin in Lansing. Siobhan Klepfer joins us now live from our Circle Drive outside of our studios, where people have been dropping off gifts of food and cash all day long. So how's it looking out there, Siobhan?
Oh, Sherry, it's looking fantastic. First of all, the weather is beautiful, so just perfect for our annual Day of Giving. But it's the season of giving, and that's exactly what the Mid-Michigan community has been doing today. 16th annual Day of Giving. We've had a steady stream of people coming by all day. We started collecting donations early this morning. So what you don't see, we filled 3 of these big containers already that have already been shipped off to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. We filled a 4th that's in the truck, and we're working on our 5th right now. So a lot of food donations have come through today.
Help Mid-Michigan stay warm this winter. Join TV6, Cristo Rey, and Carpet Studio Flooring America and help fill our community closet with coats, boots, and winter gear. Show your warmth by dropping off at any of these 3 locations on your screen before December 1st. Believing in yourself is sometimes all it takes to reach a goal. That, combined with encouragement from your parents and support from your community, can be a real difference maker. Sherry Jones introduces us to a young man from Fowler who is realizing his dream after going the extra yard in the weight room and on the football field. Here's this week's Tell Me Something Good.
When you first met Cooper Koenigsknecht, he was running onto the field as a junior manager of the Fowler varsity football team and hosting his own version of Six Sports Friday Night Fifth Quarter.
Now it's Cooper Koenigsknecht's 6th quarter. It's new, 2016. Your host, Cooper Koenigsknecht.
Fast forward a few years, and he's a 3-year starter on the varsity football team playing defense for the Eagles. Cooper made a name for himself, tackling his opponents, sacking QBs, and showing off his talents in the weight room.
I lift a lot of weights, and I watch a lot of film too. Good technique, bad technique, what we can work on, and once that kind of all put it all together, I feel like that made me become a better football player, not only as a football player, but as a better person as well.
It's no wonder he's continuing his athletic career at the collegiate level, playing football at Madonna University on a scholarship in the fall.
Once I sat in the chair and they say, we might offer you, I was awestruck. You know, I'm like, you know what, I accomplished that dream. I can accomplish more.
Well, good morning, Mid-Michigan. It is Friday, September 1st. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Kiera Lake. Thanks so much for joining us because, as you can see, we are live on Michigan State's campus, and it's an exciting day to be on campus.
It is an exciting day, not only because football season officially gets started. It feels like the fall semester gets started when the first football game starts. It's cold.
I know.
You can see my breath. Football weather.
Well, we're out on the campus of Michigan State University, and it is a chilly start to the morning. I will say that. It feels like fall, feels like football weather with temperatures that are mostly in the 40s and 50s. If you're waking up this early in the morning, you want to get some fresh air in the house and you don't mind a chill, I'd say open up those windows.
Good morning, German. Kara, good morning, Michigan. Well, Zeke is ready with me to steal the show, but I know today is all about the MSU game, and it's hard to acknowledge the football game without acknowledging the beloved canine friend that is going to be performing during the halftime show. I'm here with Jim. Jim is the owner of Zeke. Jim, do you mind just providing a brief summary of what Zeke is, I guess, and the entity of Zeke and how it's being emanated through MSU's game?
Well, I'm his caretaker, and actually Zeke belongs to the student body. We're fortunate enough to be able to have Zeke and perform with him. He became what he is through Gary Eisenberg back in 1968.
Mm-hmm. So a long-standing history.
Yeah, and through the 70s, and what he became is a goodwill ambassador for Michigan State.
Yep.
And the students love him. Everybody loves Zeke because he's such a goodwill.
I love Zeke, and I just met him today. Look at how cute he is. Oh my gosh. Zeke, are you ready for a demonstration? I think that we should show our viewers a couple of tricks.
Yeah, it'd be
is that cool?
Fun.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we practiced one trick before this, but only one time, so no judgment if it doesn't work. All right.
Zeke, come here.
Here we go. Let's do this.
Over here.
I got to get in my football position right here.
Stay.
All right. Crossing my fingers. Thank you, Jorma.
Oh.
Woo!
Let's try it again. You missed.
Again. Okay.
Yeah. Zeke, hand.
All right, one more time. This is game day. Things are getting serious.
Stay.
All right.
Take it up.
Woo! Look at that.
Welcome back, everybody. We're live at Michigan State University, and it's not just the Michigan State football team that's kicking off the 100th year at Spartan Stadium.
Yeah, because come halftime, the Spartan Marching Band will take the field. And joining us now live is the director, David Thornton. David, thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely. It's great to be here.
You got 20-something band members here to come play for us. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've got our student leaders out here this morning representing each part of the band. When you watch the band today perform, we'll have horn line members, so the brass and saxophones, percussion, and then our auxiliary groups, we've got twirlers, flags, and drum major as well.
Now, 305 members, is that right?
Yeah, there's a lot of us. Yeah, we're one of the biggest organizations on campus, and it's great to get started today.
Now, I see those tan lines. It looks like you guys have been working hard outside.
Yeah, we've gone pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks, so about 12 hours a day since 2 Thursdays ago. So we're excited for the game today, but also a little bit of a long weekend, which will be nice.
It's going to be a super long weekend. And it's not just music that you play, you do choreography too, right?
Yeah, so the music and the drill. So tonight, our first halftime show is celebrating 100 years of Disney, so everybody's going to recognize all of the tunes, and you might see a couple of pictures on the field that you'll recognize. I won't spoil any surprises, but if any Disney fans out there tonight, you'll enjoy the halftime show.
Yeah, we had a lot of Disney movies come out with The Little Mermaid, so I know a lot of people are really excited to see some Disney tunes.
No Little Mermaid tonight, but there are some classics in there. But again, I'll keep my cards close to the chest right now. So.
Well, that's really exciting. So what do you want the Spartan fans to know out there?
That the students are really excited to support the team. We had a great interaction with the football team a week ago. I know they're excited and ready to go. We are enthusiastic about the year. The ensemble is going to be really terrific. And we have 7 home halftime shows planned for everybody. And so everything from rock to Disney to alumni band weekend next weekend. So.
All right, that's so exciting. And our own meteorologist, Katie Nicolau, she actually used to be in the band, and she has a special preview going on before we hear from the Spartan Marching Band. What's going on down there?
Well, this has certainly been a destructive evening across mid-Michigan with numerous reports of severe weather, down trees, power lines, all because of this line of storms. The good news is it's moving out of the mid-Michigan area, so we are in the clear for the remainder of the overnight hours. Just a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and all of those out of the TV6 viewing area. The watch now has been canceled for all but Washtenaw and Lenawee counties in the TV6 viewing area, but those will be canceled as well very, very soon. But it was already too late. The damage has been done. We're watching lots of reports of severe weather coming in this afternoon. Out of Williamston, a roof collapse of a building, possible tornado. Cars and trucks flipped, semis flipped on 96 near Williamston, again because of the high winds from a possible tornado. Wind gust at the airport in Lansing was 71 miles per hour. The end result, just unbelievable. This is the percentage in each county of how many total customers are in the dark. So out of the total customers, 68% in Eaton County are in the dark tonight, 45% in Ingham County, 41% in Jackson County. You see how the numbers are a little better to our south and east. So it was right across central sections of mid-Michigan. Social Tracker obviously very active this afternoon as well. Lots of reports of damage coming in. This is from Robert Campbell, and this was at Delta River Drive and Eaton Highway. Some trees and limbs down doing some damage. Another shot of a large limb and tree coming down. Didn't get a location on this, but this is from Alexander as the storms were rolling through, and I have a lot more pics coming up to show you a little bit later. No doubt the summer of 2023 is going to be known as the summer of smoke, as we've had several bouts of intense smoke across the area from wildfires burning actually in Canada. It's been a horrible season for our neighbors in the north in Canada. Check out these statistics. More than 1,000 wildfires continue to burn even as of today, and some of those, over 600 of those, are out of control, burning a whopping 28 million acres of woodland. It is the worst on record for our neighbors to the north, and it likely likely will continue, and that means the smoke will continue for us. Basic meteorology as far as why we continue to see these bouts of smoke across the area. Well, there's the current wildfires that are burning to our north, and of course there are quite a few very large fires. Those produce a tremendous amount of smoke into the atmosphere. In the summertime, weather systems tend to slow down, so when we get a persistent area of high pressure and low pressure, that funneling of winds is what we've been seeing, and that really pushed the smoke to the south and will continue to do so as long as those fires continue to burn. That's because of drought conditions in Canada. We will get a break, and that's going to come with some strong to severe storms. We'll talk about that and when the smoke will move out coming up in just a few minutes.
When Michigan State tips off against third-seeded Kansas State tomorrow, it will be Tom Izzo's 15th appearance in the Sweet 16. And the way in which the Spartans have gotten to the Mecca is why he calls it one of the sweeter ones of his career. Hello and welcome to New York City, where we will be live with you for the next hour as Michigan State tries to continue its run to the Final Four, or as we like to say, march to glory. The Spartans arrived in Madison Square Garden to begin its first practice prior to its date with the Wildcats tomorrow, and they're prepping for them, and they were the first team to hit the floor today. This is the place all basketball fans swoon over, whether it's college or pro, and even though Izzo has coached in this arena a total of 16 times, the atmosphere and environment never gets old, especially when a trip to the Final Four could be looming.
There is the thrill of playing here. When you talk to, for us, the Steve Smiths and Magic Johnsons, there's nothing like the Mecca, there's nothing like Madison Square Garden.
I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to be here with all of these exceptional athletes that are here today. Thank you so much for coming, and congratulations to all of our nominees. And we have a really exciting presentation. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, our next category is Moment of the Year. Here are the 5 nominees.
The nominees for Moment of the Year: Sean Foster, Grand Ledge.
Here's the thing, Grand Ledge's Sean Foster single-handedly won this game for the Comets. 7 total touchdowns and 398 yards for the senior, including the game winner with 44 seconds left on the clock. And unfortunately, we weren't there for any of them, but what a game by Foster. GL takes down DeWitt 49-56.
Ben Cohagen, Fowler.
I'll be honest with you, when we got the ball back with 2 minutes to go, I said to myself, Jason, we're going to need a little help here, and he came through.
Fowler, 4th and 11 on the 14, 26 seconds on the clock. Jacob Hoffman rolls out and sends one down to sophomore Ben Cohagen. Fowler takes home the coveted Milk Jug Trophy for the first time in 8 years. And get this, Ben Cohagen wears number 10, the same number Portland basketball coach Jason George wore during his time at Fowler.
This has been such a sad week for this community with losing Jason, and to give them something to cheer about is a testament to our kids.
Gage Van Alstyne, Charlotte.
Tom Fleming could just feel the league title on his fingertips.
Charlotte senior forward Gage Van Alstyne put the exclamation point on the Orioles CAAC White title with his baseline slam. It was the very last play of the game to help Charlotte win its first title in 31 years.
That just sealed it right there. Nice going, Gage.
Lejeune Lubrin, Lansing Everett.
Down the stretch, Everett found an extra gear, and people, this was the play of the night with 1:22 to play. Najee Davidson puts his defender on skates before dropping it off to Lejeune Lubrin for the bucket and the foul.
Who's the one that dropped the defender almost?
Najee. He said almost, he went down. Mason on the clock, boy. Practice Tuesday.
Jameson and Grady Eklund, Pewamo, Westphalia.
Pewamo Westphalia takes down Fowler 68-54. The Eklund brothers scored 56 all by themselves.
He knows guys are keen on his older brother, so he knows that he's going to get some good looks, and he's really taking advantage of that. Grady has quite the bag, as the kids say.
Alrighty, so the winner for Moment of the Year is Ben Cohagen from Fowler. guys are really some characters. Ian and I got such a kick out of watching your guys' old interviews because you guys are hilarious. Okay, the question I think a lot of people want to know when looking back at your play, less than 2 minutes left, your team voted to unanimously go for the touchdown versus the game-tying field goal. Walk me through that.
I don't know. They just asked why. Coach asked why what we wanted to do, and our lineman Evan said we're gonna want to go for the win. We want to beat them for once in a while.
And our final and 10th category of the night is Team of the Year.
The nominees for Team of the Year: Lanesburg Boys Basketball.
Undefeated Lanesburg looked to keep its magical season rolling. Lanesburg uses the big second half to take down Michigan Center 63-42. It's the Wolfpack's first regional title since 2013.
We've got a lot of kids that just expect to win, and that's really cool to coach. I mean, I'm wanting to celebrate at the end of this game, and we got kids saying, Coach, we're not done yet.
Lansing Catholic Girls Basketball.
One team who can now say they have successfully made a deep run in March is the Lansing Catholic Girls Basketball team, who were looking to win its first state title since 1995.
They were consistently counted out despite knocking off numerous top-ranked opponents in the regular season.
Okay, the winner for Team of the Year is Lansing Catholic Girls Basketball.
Welcome back. All right, yeah. I'll ask them questions instead of you. How about that? Does that work? Okay. I will say this. After watching that video, we have a lot of characters in this area with a lot of students. Janae, I know, is one, Tori. I love watching your reaction every time she popped up. But let's see. Who can we use to test it? How about you? I talked with you via Zoom this week. Now we get to see face-to-face. But for you, what was the season like to win a state title? You know, you lose to Hazlitt in the regular season, and then that sort of just sparked a run in you guys. Is that really the turning point?
Yeah, I think it was then we realized we wanted to put our foot down and really play our best to get to the championship. So,
what was that like, Gabby, playing at the Breslin?
Well, for me personally, I think the hoop was just a little different, shooting and stuff, but no excuses. But yeah, it was great. I mean, we've all been there, watched games like MSU and stuff, so it's kind of cool to play there.
Well, spooky season and postseason is always a perfect blend for high school football, and tonight our area teams were looking to keep the season alive in the first round of the playoffs. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Dean Trailways Fifth Quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Haley Schongard. Just 2 weeks ago, Portland defeated Lansing Sexton 41-0 to claim the CAAC White title. And tonight, the two met once again with a trip to the district title game up for grabs. The loss to Portland was the J-Dubs' only loss in the regular season, and neither team wanted to go home tonight. Things would be tied at 6-all at the break, but then Caden Thalen would arrive on 3rd and 1. He breaks out the spin move before diving into the promised land to give the Raiders the lead, and they would never look back. A few plays later, this time the senior decides to show off some real speed and endurance here. An 86-yard house call that, of course, ends in baseball-like fashion with a slide into home. Here it comes. There you go. Safe. Then the underclassmen will get to put this thing on ice. From 5 yards out, Brody Moore is not taking no for an answer. He pushes his way in to help Portland take down Sexton again, 27-6 the final. And after the game, Thalen had a group of fellas he wanted to thank.
Without the linemen, I'd be nothing. You know, they're great players, great kids, and amazing coaching. I can't ask for a better game. It was amazing.
You know, just give them a lot of credit for coming here. You know, after that first game, they bounced back. And we know what we told our kids it was going to be like this. We have a lot of respect for their team and for their program. You know, and you know, we were struggling throwing the football tonight, and Caden just stepped up and you know, and just kept pounding it in there. He's a tough kid, and sometimes we have to ride him.
Now, Mid-Michigan's most delicious 2 minutes of TV. It's Foodie Friday with James and Aaron Brains, creators of Lansing Foodies.
We're here with Nick, the owner of Soup Spoon Cafe. Now, whenever we do polls in Lansing Foodies, Soup Spoon is always among the best, whether it's best restaurant, best brunch, and of course, best soup. Can you tell us what your favorite soups are here?
Well, I love the seafood chowder and the French onion, both classics, both built this business up.
Welcome to 6 in the City. I'm Stephanie McCoy, and today's guest is Michelle Lance with Greater Lansing Food Bank. Welcome to the show, Michelle.
Thank you, Stephanie.
So how will the Day of Giving help people in our community?
That specific day is one of the best days in our entire year because we get hundreds of thousands of pounds of food donated to us that we can then distribute back out to the community for people in need.